Today I'll be answering some popular questions and comments I get a lot on my channel, mainly on my most popular video called Extreme Cold Cabin Visit. Usually you see me buck up firewood into about 1 foot lengths so they fit in my stove using a bucksaw or a crosscut saw. And I get asked a lot, why don't I use an axe to chop through the wood instead of sawing through it? And that's a good question. I think being able to chop through a log with an axe is a really important skill that everyone should know. The axe is the original multi-tool. You can use it as a hammer, split, chop, hew logs, make notches. When my grandfather made his first log cabin, that's all he had at the beginning was an axe. And I still use that axe out at my cabin. I just put a new handle on it. So why don't I use an axe to buck up firewood? Well, I think it's a highly inefficient way to do it. You're using lots of calories, lots of energy. You're taking big, huge swings. You have to have a good, strong back, and it puts you at a greater risk of trimming your toenails a little bit too much. If there's a fallen tree across the road, I would prefer to do it with an axe, because sometimes you can end up binding your saw blade. But for firewood, I think it's just not a good idea. You also end up getting a lot of wood chips. You know, it's nice to have some wood chips for kindling, but when you're bucking up firewood over and over again, you end up just getting too many wood chips, and it's a waste of wood. But really, in the end, it comes down to preference of what you feel more comfortable with. I hope that answers that question. Next comment is, especially last year in my cabin, you'll see me splitting up firewood with a hatchet and a mallet. I put the axe on and split the wood that way. And a lot of people ask why I do it that way. If like most people that watch that video have never seen any of my other videos. And in the past, I would just swing and split the wood. But what a lot of people didn't know is that I had 3 hernias. And swinging an axe over my head or horizontally was way too difficult. It caused me a lot of pain, so I just couldn't do it that way. So I had to modify the way I did things. And really, it's more comfortable that way. I'm kneeling on the floor. It's more controlled. I'm not swinging. And most of this wood that I was splitting was, you know, maybe 4 inches in diameter. So why swing an axe and put myself more at risk when I can just hit it with a mallet? And I think I'm going to continue doing it that way. I found it a lot easier. In that video, Extreme Cold Cabin Visit, I was using a 24-inch bucksaw for firewood. And the only reason why I was using that saw is I didn't have all my other tools out there yet. I was just getting things established. I was just using that saw to buck up firewood to keep me going until all my other tools were out there. A lot of people left comments saying, why don't you get yourself a one-man crosscut saw? Well, I have one of those. I have many videos of me using it and restoring it. Some people have said, have you ever heard of a chainsaw before? And I do have a chainsaw. I'm just not able to use it at the moment. It's not in the greatest shape, and to bring it out there safely is just not possible at the moment. But I do hope to bring my chainsaw out there in the future. All right, last comment. In this shot here, you'll see me using a 24-inch bucksaw. And on this end, you'll see that there's a handle. And so many people have said, you know, you're using the saw backwards. It's the wrong way. Do you even know what you're doing out there? But what you can't see is on the other end, there's another handle, but my gloves are covering it. I actually have 2 handles on this saw. I had an extra one, so I just put it on there in case one broke from the cold. So I am using it the right way. It's not backwards, it just looks that way. So I hope that answers all your comments and questions. It's so much easier to make a video than to have to explain things in replies all the time. Anybody that asks these questions will be sent to this video, and thanks for watching.